you imagine if Auston Matthews, though, if he had gotten drafted by the Jets, because I know it was Matthews and Laine 1-2. Mm-hmm. You got Patty Laine, who's sitting there playing Fortnite all night, and Auston Matthews, who's doing really well for himself. You imagine the damage that he would have done in the city of Winnipeg if he got drafted number 2?
Well, look, Laine is not. It's not like he's a bum. I mean, he's been a bit of a suitcase, but I think he's found a really good home in Montreal. He's deadly on the hash, man. On his off wing, like he's.
You see Marty St. Louis yelling at him the other day in practice. He's like, "Wake up! Wake up!"
Look,
yelling at him.
Laine is not going to be the hardest skater out there. I mean, he's got big strides. He takes up a lot of real estate with a couple of strides, but he knows where he's comfortable. He knows where he can shoot from. He knows what his job is. Outside of that, I don't think you're going to get much more out of him. And I think if you press him on trying to do more than what he's comfortable with, you're not going to get the most out of him. Does that make sense?
A little bit.
Okay.
I'm more focused on like what Matthews could have done with the city of Winnipeg, the talent pool, if he'd been here for the last 5 years. Man, imagine 300 Maine. Earl's a 300 Maine.
I don't think he's having any problems in Toronto. How about that?
Well, here's a real question. If you're Auston Matthews and you're probably one of the more famous people in Toronto, you probably got to have like 1,000 chicks in your DMs every single day. What do you do with that? You can't entertain that because you don't know who's serious and who's going to try to bury you.
I think it's why he grew the mustache and wears a turtleneck.
He's probably got to be on some like celebrity dating app where it's just like he's getting access to other celebrities and there's like a little bit of skin in the game where you're not going to bury him right away.
I think he cares more about if he's going to make it out of the first round in this year's playoffs.
That's true. Well, here's a stat for you. The Leafs actually have not won the division since 99-2000, and they've won the division 3 times since the NHL was formed in the 30s or 20s, whatever it was. And then they're going to play Tampa, possibly in the first round, which could be good for them, but if they play Florida, they're buried. Got the starting goalie Stoller's back. Got to make some deals, like you mentioned, maybe trading Woll for some defensemen or locking it up a little bit more. But I have a question for you, and this is a question for the voicemail for everybody listening. What is more realistic this season? The Leafs making it out of the second round, the Leafs winning the Cup, Kim K talking about her yams or personality, whatever you want to pick that's real, or the scamdemic of 2020? What's most realistic?
What's most realistic? Leafs making it out of the first round.
You think they make it out of the first round?
I think they have a shot to make it out of the first round, and if they make it out of the first round, you'll watch the Toronto Sports Network and all the other ones out of there go, that's it, start planning the parade. They make it out of the first round. They feel like that's the big jinx, right? Mm-hmm. As long as they don't have to play Boston in the second round, then I think they're already marching towards putting their names on the cup.
Not going to make the playoffs. They've been terrible, and Swayman does not live up to the contract. But yeah, it's a 3-horse race. You got the 2 Florida teams and then Toronto, and if you get the Panthers in the first round, that's a thick, meaty, testosterone, truculent-driven team. Brian Burke-esque.
Yeah, and I mean, as long as Bob's got another season in him to get ridden like a horse through the playoffs.
Like Tyler Seguin putting your head into the headboards at the Winnipeg Fairmont.
Well, the old headboard analogy comes from Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain.
Will Chamberlain, a basketball player, right?
Yes, Wilt Chamberlain, the only player in NBA history to score over 100 points by himself in a single game, and Adam Sandler does a great impression of every other guy on that team in a timeout going, hey man, I'm open. Okay. I flew my family in, man. Just one basket. That's all I'm asking for. But 100 points in a single game, Wilt Chamberlain, and they said he did as much damage on his headboard than he did with the backboard.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was the ladies' man, as Tim Meadows would say.
He lisped too?
No, I was doing a reference to Tim Meadows, who did a movie called Ladies' Man.
Oh, well, I was going to say, picture Mick Jagger. That's one of the ugliest guys you can get going. That dude had no problem getting ladies.
He's a rock star, man. He's a Rolling Stone, and he rolled both of them.
Hey, if you enjoyed what you just saw, we do new clips every single day, twice a day on the Clips channel. You see clips right here. And beside Dave's crotch, we have a full-length show every single Sunday, right by my hand.
Click right here.